It is my pleasure, as always, by introducing Paul Botz. Paul is an unbelievable, outstanding keynote speaker. He's a great leadership consultant. He's growing a really, really powerful practice here in the Twin Cities around good leadership.
Thank you. Thank you.
Paul.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Good Leadership Breakfast. If you look outside, it's clearly springtime. Somewhere. I ran into somebody this morning who reminded me of the glory days of Saturday Night Live. Remember Billy Crystal and Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy? You got to be probably over 40 to remember that. And he reminded me, grabbed me by the arm and said, you remember that character that Billy Crystal created called Fernando? What did Fernando say? Fernando said, "You look marvelous," right? So I'm really grateful for that. But I actually think we need to practice the Fernando thing. So here, turn to the person next to you right now and say, "You look marvelous." Yeah, now to the next person, okay? "You look marvelous."
I had 4 touchdowns against Bowling Green and 205 yards in the second half of the Bowling Green game of my first game when I was a freshman. My wife said, are you going to finish scrambling those eggs? So that's the type, you got, if I would have had 8 touchdowns, she might have been like, that's pretty cool. And I told her, I said, I might have to throw you under the bus a little bit, honey, because that's kind of a funny story. And I mentioned it to a reporter, and he put it in the paper, and I said, she just has high expectations. I just got to do more. Yeah, I got to do it all, I was talking to my father-in-law, and I said, when we get to 100 kids at Boulder Options, I said, that'll probably be enough, and I'll go do something different. And that was 20 years ago. We had 6 kids, we had 11 kids, we had 20 kids. Last year we had 1,600 kids engaged in programming around the state of Minnesota. And 2 of the things that I respect the most from leaders, or what I've learned from leaders, and the number one thing that I have learned as a leader, and it was hard for me to even admit that I'm a leader, but I guess as people keep telling you this, so I guess I'm a leader, so whatever that means. But the number one thing I learned is to listen. I learn all the time when I listen. I learn from young people. I learn from older people. I have multiple mentors. I'm not even sure how many mentors I have. And some mentors I have, and maybe I'd like to see what Paul says, I bet some mentors I have don't even know that they're my mentor. Because I watch them, I'm like, man, I should do that. Thanks. You're my mentor. You never know. So I listen and learn. And I know there's a lot of people here that do know about us, and I really appreciate you coming up and shaking my hand and giving me a hug before.
Outstanding. Thanks so much for coming to the Good Leadership Breakfast.
Thank you.
Hey, now the best part. We've been very generous today. Very generous. We collected $1,788 in cash in the bucket of goodwill. When we match that, that's a little bit over $3,500. So Darrell, would you please draw a name out of the bucket of goodwill and tell us who gets to direct those dollars?
Jessica Larson.
From CDI. Fantastic. Jessica, come on up here.
Charity is the Minnesota Youth Elks Camp. Creates opportunities for underprivileged children to be able to go to summer camp.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're really trying to shift the culture of health and organizations, and when you look at the 7 F's, it's a perfect example of that.
We also think there's such a strong theme here, and that's why we're so pleased to be sponsoring.
We're a series sponsor, I think, for our 3rd year. Who can argue with goodness? And that's what this is about. Goodness in leadership, goodness in business, goodness in families, goodness in relationships, goodness in communities.
So my challenge for you is, let's stay bright and light and easy and sunny and positive. Thanks to all of you for following us down the road. We hope to see you again next month. Can you radiate goodness today? Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week.
everybody can get something out of it.
The message is always really good.
I come away like feeling good about the day.
You get to network with folks and you meet great people.
It's a good speaker and these are fun events.